Are you feeling guilty after you set a boundary, especially with a narcissist? Because yes, they will do these 5 things and more after you set a boundary. And so your knowledge of this and knowing the tactics they use to manipulate you can help you from staying clear of that brain fog that can keep you in the cognitive dissonance and trauma bonded to them. How's that for a lot of narcissist vocab words? So if you're feeling guilty, first of all, know that that's so normal, because the very first thing that they do is punish you for setting a boundary. How do they punish you? Well, say for instance, it was an employee and maybe they were drinking on the job and they teach kids, so you had to fire them. Well, they'll use defamation of character for you because they're so embarrassed about what they did that they have to cover their tracks and make you out to be a bad person, even though you know what they did. Like when Jeanette McCurdy, the star of Victorious, that Nickelodeon show with Ariana Grande, when she said she didn't want to sit on the producer's lap, well, she just got longer hours and less pay than Ariana Grande. So when you set a boundary, the punishment will come, but it comes in all different forms. Number 2, they could break out into narcissistic rage. I had to call the police recently because somebody was in a narcissistic rage or worse. This man could have been on drugs. He could have been a sociopath. This man was assaulting a woman. She was screaming. He was jumping on her car. There was a little 2-year-old, and I thought, this is exactly what narcissistic rage looks like. That's how scary it can be. It's very, very dangerous. They don't just use words. They can break out into physical danger. That's why it's important to go no contact. So if they ask you to do something that you simply can't do, they could break out into a narcissistic rage against you. Maybe they're going out of town and they want you to watch their cat, and you say no because you're also going out of town. Doesn't matter the logistics. They could get furious at you for something that seems just like a logistical thing. Any sort of boundary like that, they could break out into narcissistic rage. So if it's a really big deal that you're saying no to, imagine those consequences. Number 3, they can put down any accomplishment that you have. So of course, this is if you have to stay in contact with them, right? Maybe you work in a company. You can't avoid these people all the time. No contact is best if it's in your inner circle. But let's face it, they're everywhere, especially nowadays. So number 3, they're going to gaslight you. They're going to gaslight other people because that goes in hand with their defamation of character. They have to make it seem like none of that happened. Or they'll build a case as if something else happened. They'll say that your memory doesn't serve you. Number 4 is to triangulate you in any way they can. Number 5, they're going to try to make you feel guilty for setting the boundary. How dare you? After all I've done for you. Or where's your empathy? I was just watching a video yesterday of a narcissist, self-proclaimed narcissist, of course, or she says she's in therapy, and I'm not going to give her her name. I don't even remember what it is, to tell you the total truth, but I don't want to give more fame to that, essentially, because of course the narcissists always succeed. Because people are so curious, and it's that bully mentality. It's like, oh, teach me, narcissist, because I don't want you to get upset with me. So I was watching her be interviewed by this therapist, and the therapist was being, professional, and of course you don't want to have reactive abuse, and she was being very nice to her, but almost really placating to her. And then the narcissist was saying, all these channels who bring awareness, and there's so much shame and there's so much judgment and all this stuff, and they shouldn't say that. And so I go to her channel And then she's saying exactly the same thing, because all narcissists do this. They all tell the truth sometimes. So she was saying all the same information that everybody else says, but then she says that that's bad. No, this is why she's saying that, because she's already playing into audiences' empathy to go, oh no, I want to listen to the narcissist. No, we accept you. See, they prey on really smart, beautiful, kind souls such as yourself. That's why a lot of chosen ones and people like that are picked for this. Are we all chosen ones? That's another video. Because actually, I do believe we all are chosen, but then some people choose a different path. They choose the darkness. Now, maybe she has some kind of awareness where she is trying to play against it, and God bless her. But to admit that you're a narcissist and do all these things, but then shame the people for bringing up awareness is kind of a double-edged sword. If you would really like to bring more awareness to this, please subscribe to this channel. And if you already have, thank you so much. Leave a comment below, because you know it doesn't just help me, it helps all of us. Because truly, the more of us talking about this, the more they can just play together. Oh, and that narcissist, she's with a sociopath. So that's why she wants to change, because she's with somebody even meaner and crueler than she is. And actually, that's my wish for them. That all narcissists, all sociopaths, they all just play together and leave the rest of us alone, right? If you're with me on that, subscribe. I'll see you next time.